with our cafe dog and silliness here. We're gonna have some coffee. And first, we'll let him take care of business. Heck of a job, Brownie. Stella's gonna be more difficult. What's that, Saya? We got art kitties. I didn't even know that was possible.
It is possible. They forgot to add a tail on mine.
And I think it's perfect the way it is. You get it? Perfect. Cat coffee. What can we say? We're hooked on this place. While we're out and about running our errands and, doing our thing earlier, I guess that would be Monday evening, there was some wild weather that came through and some pretty torrential rain. And if you look down here in the south, there's some severe weather. There's even a tornado report. Jonesboro, Louisiana. Storm chaser, enormous trees down. Likely tornado damage. Meanwhile, there's snow in Arizona. But meanwhile, California is really dealing with a lot of wild stuff. Heavy flooding and everything all along the west coast. Right now, the temperatures here in Kansas City are very mild. It's in the 50s. I consider it to be very comfortable. But we're going to get some seasonal winter weather during the week, but it's kind of be on the warm side, actually. So, interesting weather. This is what it's looking like where I'm at now here in Delaware Street in River Key. And it's been foggy, some intense fog. It was foggy when we left earlier today, or yesterday now. And there's a lot of places where the fog is pretty intense. It's not right here right now, but how's it going? Pretty good. All the barriers on the other side blew down. All the barriers on the other side blew down. Actually, they blew across the road into the tracks and everything. So I just wanted to tell somebody in case, somebody might try and pull in. Yeah, I was like, they were all blowing into the street, so I tried to move them and get them with the wind, but they just kept blowing, and they actually tried to knock my camera down, so I didn't see any. Okay, thank you. All right, thanks. I'm doing something a little different today. I'm trying out this coffee house. I actually wanted to try it out over a month ago and kind of got busy with the holidays and everything. Back then it had suffered from a automobile trying to make it through the front door, and they were shut for a week or so, but now I have my chance to go in there and try it. So yeah, new year, new coffee house. Coffee. Troost Avenue, once the dividing line between the races here in Kansas City, and now is getting a resurgence and is becoming the area where new startup businesses are happening, a new development. So let's see what we got here. Look at this. Tiki glass. Cool. Coffee. Checking out the environs here. Yep. It's nice. I'm up on the second floor. Ambience. And I ordered tamales. Tamales. All right, that was good. We are sassified. Yep, wasn't too long ago that we wouldn't come to this avenue for anything. Things are changing. And some of it's a grassroots effort. But, with all grassroots efforts, eventually it gets taken over and, wow. It's just interesting to see the changes taking place. I'm late. I gotta put my stuff up and go home so I can go to sleep and sleep with one eye open, one eye on the kids. Kids need it. Ugh. All right, get the green arrow. But yeah. This is Hyde Park. I remember this area. My former brother-in-law and my sister had a house over here, 42nd and Harrison, or 42nd and Troost. And yeah, it was many years ago. And Hyde Park, just west of Troost, is always kind of a neighborhood for young, upwardly mobile. That's what they used to call them back in the 80s, yuppies. And it's still kind of a neighborhood that's developing. Always been developing. These two schools up here are no longer schools, they're now apartments. Loft apartments. Westport High School and Westport Middle School, I believe. And one of them has a Thomas Hart Benton mural that the students actually helped paint. And we did a story on that years ago. And I remember going into this school a long time ago, shadowing Terry Schaefer when she worked at Channel 4. And she was the education beat reporter. And she loved doing education stories. But I kind of got rid of that role, that beat thing. Now it's just, kind of a general assignment deal in most places. And, I don't know. I know the person who just retired from this shop. Interesting. I worked with his son, and you can't go left here on Main, so I guess maybe we'll do Broadway. But the weather is starting to get cool again. It started cooling off when we were out there. Actually, you saw earlier I was talking to one of the people at the construction site about the barriers blowing down. I had to push them back because they blew across the streetcar tracks, and in my effort to push them back, another gust of wind came and blew them again. This time it went straight for my camera. I was going to knock it down. So I quickly got over there and tried to move them sideways, but it didn't help. And so when I left, I was glad I ran into somebody, or I actually looked for them to tell them that had happened, because, you know, people will drive right into a construction site if there's no barrier there to prevent them from doing that, and we didn't want that to happen. So I told him, and hopefully he went off in that direction. He said he was going to do something about it, and he was very grateful. So hopefully I did my duty, because I didn't want to be the one that moved the barriers around and then somebody later say, well, there was a bad accident and somebody was messing with the barriers. That's not what happened. I tried to keep the barriers from getting in the path of the streetcar, actually, and destroying my stuff. Oops. Oops. Oh, I just noticed that they've, looks like they're almost done rebuilding this building. About a year ago in December when it was destroyed by a fire truck. Wow, I wonder what they're going to put in that space. It used to be the Hurricane. I laugh because we called it the Hurricane. Some people wouldn't find that funny. Some people would be very offended, but I don't care. Anyway, I ramble on ceaselessly and explore the city. Oh yeah, the Vietnam Memorial here. I remember when that was built in the 1980s. It was built, and then somebody promptly came in the middle of the night and painted graffiti, swastikas and stuff on it. Even in the 80s, there were people who felt, you know, the Vietnam War was an unjustified war. Why not take it out on the least powerful of all people, the veterans? They had very little to do with their choice. So after that happened, a bunch of Vietnam veterans stood vigil and made sure that didn't happen again, including the people that I work with who are all Vietnam veterans at the Medical Plaza building. So whoever made that kind of statement really just made a statement about how much of an asshole they really are. Because nobody felt sympathy for their cause. They just deflated whatever issue they had with the war. I mean, there were valid issues with that war and everything. Valid issues with every war. But no need to take it out on people who served. As a matter of fact, there were many people who served during that war, made many sacrifices, including the ultimate sacrifice. And there were a lot of people who just badmouthed them and just showed exactly how you don't really protest a war. You know? And don't want to go there too much. And they've decided they're going to keep the plaza lit up for another month into February. So it's like a, you know, like a trailer park. I'm kidding. I kid. Haha. No, it's more like the Philippines. Yeah, Filipinos tend to keep their Christmas decorations up until March, and then they put them up again in April. I'm kidding. Haha. No, I'm not, actually. Some people really like Christmas. And, well, anyway, I've been boorish and redundant long enough. Time to unload my stuff and go home. Woo! Hey, how you doing?
Not much to report last night, just a small house fire. I've lost my voice again, of course. And instead of getting coffee, I'm very tempted to go get some Town Topic. And they have really good coffee too, because they grind it fresh. Makes all the difference in the world. I found a lot of diners serve the worst coffee in the world. Usually stale brown water. Oops. But Town Topic does a good job with their coffee because, like I said, they grind it fresh. So if you get a fresh pot of coffee from them, it's really good. I usually do get a fresh pot when I go in there. They're very conscientious about it. So let's go over here to Baltimore. And get some good grub, good coffee. Town Topic. Town Topic. Get across the street. This is sort of a very weird entrance here. Rockstar parking. Cha-cha-cha. It's time to have some coffee for the trip home. Yes, my voice sounds terrible. Hello. Coffee. Never forget, 2 years ago today, our country was attacked. It's time to get some coffee. Hey, how's it going?
Man, good to see you.
Yeah.
Didn't even recognize you.
Oh.
Where are you off to? Are you going home?
No, I'm still working
Okay. Till when?
till 8.
'Cause I know sometimes, yeah, you work over the night, right? Yep.
Yep. Coffee. Where?
This one.
What one? Town topic. The topic. Thank you. We are sassified. Town topic.
Look at that.